What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Didn't want to keep you guys long. Trying to get a lot of stuff going. Mika G will be in here real soon. But of course, you know, this particular conversation was not expected. Was not expecting Cheyenne Whitetree to pull the message she pulls, but here we are. Here we are with Cheyenne Whitetree doing what she do. But we're gonna counter it. Let's put it like this. Matter of fact, hey Torian, I'm gonna send you a link too. I'm gonna send you a link. Because we got stuff to break down. We got stuff to break down. Obviously, you know, us that have been covering this, you know what Cheyenne Whitetree has done. We know that she did the same thing 2 years ago with when Jonathan Majors ex was arrested. She did the same thing. So this ain't nothing new. But this is how we're going to tackle this. We're going to listen to everything in its entirety so it doesn't come off like we're just being biased. You know what I mean? We're going to listen to the audio, all of this, you know. We're going to wait for Mika to come in. Again, Torian, I'm going to send you a link in here. And we're gonna discuss this. Of course, Mika G is in the house. See, this is so big. Mika came in here.
What?
This is how detrimental Cheyenne Whitetree is. That Mika had to come in from doing what she do to be like, So let us go ahead. You know how we do. You know, let's go ahead. Let's get this thing started. I like I said, we gonna dive. Like I said, the thing this time, we got the transcripts from court. We're gonna listen to the audio. I'm gonna listen to the audio, and we're gonna do all of this in its entirety. But trust and believe, we got the audio. I mean, we got the transcripts from court. We're going to present also the last article she did at the presumed time, you know, that Jonathan's accuser was arrested. How she dropped a similar article with no weight. Remember, this was the 40 people that supposedly Jonathan Majors was out here doing this thing on. So let's go ahead, let's get this thing started. You know, this is a lot going on right now. I ain't gonna lie, I was dead to the world's sleep. But let's go ahead. Let's get this outro in. Let's go.
What does this button do?
All right, so Torian is going to join us today. As long as he ain't talking about Hawaii, we good. As long as he
bring up Hawaii as many times you like.
Good.
Bring it up as many times you like.
Nah. Does he want to stay here? Does he?
Bring it up as many times you like. I got you got my support.
Y'all crazy.
I got the decided vote.
Then
What's
again,
up,
I don't have the juice anymore, so I could get kicked off just like you. Let me stand down.
All right, Torian, what's going on, man?
What's going on? When I saw this, Dre, you were the first person I thought of because I knew that
Everybody,
you
know how much I got hit from X and Instagram.
Yeah, because I thought about I had saw the playback of the live you did earlier because I wasn't able to catch it live, and then I had saw that. I said, let me go ahead and send this to Drake because I forgot today was Monday, and I said, when I saw the window pop up, I said, he gonna talk about this. And I was like, sure enough, and here we are.
This wasn't on the planned list for Blurred AF tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't it. But since we are here in this space, I want to bring up, and I'm not gonna lie. Of course, when you first see a headline, that's the main thing you think of. You like, ain't this? I ain't gonna lie, because everybody and their mama hit me up. Like, I'm not lying. I'm trying to, because I fell asleep late, so I'm trying to get some rest. My phone is blowing the hell up. I mean, from everywhere, from people that seen it on Instagram to, people who seen it on Twitter, all of this. Like, yo, I know you got something to say. Like, what's going on? Yada, 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 and I ain't gonna lie, my heart kind of dropped for a minute, because I'm like, I just seen the article. I didn't see the name. I just seen the article, and I was like, what in the whole entire? I was like, oh. And then I said, Cheyenne Roundtree, ain't this a bitch? Okay, I got it now. Oh, we doing this? Okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready, because I'm ready now. Oh, and Tina, if you want, matter of fact, Tina, Pam, if y'all, because I want to, if y'all want to come on, let me know, so I can send y'all a link. Especially since Tina always on when I ain't here.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? So if you guys want to jump in, I tried to get Kat in here, but Kat gave me some viable information that's going to present itself with this whole thing that Cheyenne White Tree tried to pull. So if you guys want to come in, let me know. I'll send you, or just give me a thumbs up in the chat, and I'm gonna send you a link so we can get you guys on. Because I'll assemble Voltron against this. If Roberta wasn't in here, involved. I had his cussing spirit. But since Roberta's in here, I don't want to have the cussing spirit that I want to have right now. But Cheyenne pisses me off. Matter of fact, I'll send it in our group message on X. I think this is
Pam say give her 10 minutes.
Okay. I'll put it in the I'll put the link in our group chat on Twitter. And yeah, we'll go from there. Honestly, guys, what did y'all think about? When y'all seen this, what did y'all think initially with this article?
Well, when I first saw it, it immediately took me back to 2016 with Nate Parker. With Birth of a Nation. That was the very first thing that I thought about. The only difference with Nate Parker and Jonathan Majors is with Nate Parker, they got him months before his movie came out. With Jonathan Majors, they going the week of the movie.
Was that Cheyenne
out.
Too?
No,
was that Cheyenne Ryan?
No, that wasn't Cheyenne. No, that wasn't Cheyenne. I mean, but it was people like her that were doing that. And the thing
Malika Andrews.
No, well, I don't think any of those people was established at the time when that happened. But see, the thing is with Nate Parker, and his situation happened back in the early 2000s, and the movie was coming out in 2016. And with Jonathan Majors, his was 2 years ago, and now they're bringing it up the week of. I'm like, do they really think that we don't understand what is really going on? Y'all gonna bring this up the week that his movie comes out, like when this is supposed to be his comeback. And y'all pulled this. And then what I did was I went on to Cheyenne's Twitter account, and man, that woman literally has a shrine, like an axe to grind with black men for something. Because every post that I've seen her do about a celebrity, mainly it's been Diddy this, Diddy that, Diddy this, Diddy that. Now take it however you want to, with Diddy got his situation. But everything that she has had up there up until today was about Diddy. This is the first thing that she posted on her page that had nothing to do with Diddy, but ironically, it was about Jonathan Majors. And it's been, and when I looked at it, this has been one of her most floated around posts in a while. Even the Diddy stuff didn't get as much traction as this post that she made, the one that I sent you, Dre, the screenshot that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
That one had like over 2 million views in a couple of hours. And when I was looking at the comments under there, it was the typical thing. I said, I said Jonathan Majors has now been used as a proxy, because now when I was looking under the comments, they went from saying Jonathan Majors to saying black men. I said, see, it worked just like a charm. That's exactly, I said, he's a proxy. So now they're using the whole rhetoric of the dangerous black man, and we're going to use Jonathan Majors to do it. But we really want to talk about black men, but we can't say black. Since
we
Jonathan
can't say
Majors
black men got it right.
And then I kept seeing posts about saying, Michael B. Jordan, what you got to say about this? Because when she's supposed to be working with him with Creed 4, I'm like,
this is a hit piece. This is a hit piece, and I want to play this video, the video that I did from the last hit piece that she did, if you guys don't mind, just to show, because this just says exactly what's going on. It's not long, but I want to play it because this is the same thing she did. This is out of her playbook. So let's put this in perspective first. This was back, this video. Let me just look. This video was from a year ago. This is July 2nd, 2023. This is going on 2 years that she wrote this hit piece on Jonathan Majors, because this was one of the early videos that I did about Jonathan, because it sounded like a hit piece. Because again, did it come to fruition all these many months, a year later? No. And we called it back then. So let me share my screen real quick, and let me share this video, because I want you to see, because I just talk about the actual video. So give me a second. What's up, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac, and obviously I'm not in my studio, but I wanted to make this video because I really wanted to talk about the Jonathan Majors situation and how the media is in cahoots with the NYPD to defame the character of Jonathan Majors. And this is the reason why I'm saying this. And shout out to Chillmonger, shout out to SSK Dot, and others who have been, following this story and have been on top of this as much as I have. Shout out to Blues House and others, who are looking at this situation for what it is. Now, let me kind of break down what I mean about the media defaming Jonathan Majors. Now, Newsweek just last week and other media outlets like The Insider just broke that Jonathan Majors got a big key major break in his case when they found probable cause to go ahead and arrest the ex-girlfriend. They turned in the iCard. Somehow the iCard deactivated according to the district attorney, but the district attorney is in the cahoots to be able to prosecute him. He wants to prosecute Jonathan Majors, be a big feather in his cap. Now, this is the problem that this whole situation has had. For the simple fact is that Jonathan Majors has proven so far that he did not injure that woman. So they dropped a lot of the charges, like they dropped the charges for strangulation, they dropped the charges of physical abuse, and now the major thing that they're trying to stick at on this is that he threatened her. Well, like I said on a video, if you can't prove that he threatened her, the only thing you could do now is defame the character and say he was an abuser and allow others to say that these allegations that go back 10 years of abuse from Jonathan Majors. The only way you could to do now is defame the character of Jonathan Majors. And that is where the Rolling Stone article comes in, that they say they had over 20 some odd character witnesses that didn't want to be known. They wanted to say anonymous, fear of backlash from this, that Jonathan Majors is an abuser. This is where I have a problem with the media, and I always had a problem with the media. Malcolm X even talked about how the media will make make the people believe that the innocent are guilty and that the guilty are innocent. They will make you believe and put out these hit pieces to make you believe that this person is the worst human being possible, because if 20 people says it has to be true, right? Not knowing people lie, not knowing people get paid, to come out and say, oh, this person is wrong, this person is this, and this person is that. Hell, you pay me, you pay off my child support, I might even say something. But that's what I'm saying. Money is the root of all evil, and if I could pay people to say that this person's the worst person in the world, that this person is this and this person is that, this thing can stick. Hell, Michael Jackson has been dead for I just gotta go on a little rant like I normally do. So what I was basically saying in this is that Cheyenne Roundtree, because that's what she's gonna be named for now on, wrote this piece saying 40 people came and was abused by Jonathan Majors, and he goes back from the time I guess he was in daycare one time, saying in elementary school, when he was at Yale and all this other stuff. And then it was surprising because, again, this was just a week after that you have the bombshell that Grace Jabari was arrested in that Chinatown precinct. The only difference was the district attorney, Alvin Bragg, would not prosecute her, because, again, they were after Jonathan Majors for whatever rhyme or reason, that's what they were on. So this is not the first time, and I was just making an example. This wasn't the first time Cheyenne has wrote an article that was trying to defame him after something major has came out, is what I'm saying.
I just want to know what's her, why does she have an axe to grind? What's her bone to pick when it comes to Jonathan? You know what I'm saying?
She don't like black men.
Like, I want to know who leaked who leaked the audio.
That's that's another question too. Who leaked?
I want to know who leaked the audio.
Exactly. Who leaked the audio? Because remember, there is, if I'm not mistaken, there's an NDA when it came to that court case. So yeah. So when they dropped the actual lawsuit, there was supposed to be an NDA that nobody is supposed to talk about what happened with this case, what happened in September of 2022. Mm-hmm. Nobody's supposed to have any of this. Then all of a sudden, his hands are tied.
Got it. He can't fight. It's hard for him to fight this because he's trying to get his career back. It'll be, if he keeps this going and have, what I'm saying, he wants people to talk about him being an actor, not this. Exactly. So this is strategic. Whoever leaked it is nuts. I don't know why they won't just leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, he's done this. He was, what I'm saying? He the court, he went through court. He got his
done.
His not probation. What is it? Yeah, it is. His probation.
His DV class is almost done.
His 52-week DV class situation. Let him finish
done next month.
And let him, get back to work. And let him sink or swim. Either he's gonna sink or swim, but let him do it on his own merit. Y'all don't have to keep adding fuel to the fire. Right. That's what I'm not understanding.
Right.
That's what I don't get.
But like I said, it's a pattern of smear campaign from Cheyenne Roundtree. That's what it really was. Cheyenne Whitetree. It's because if Toria says, "Hey, this is the only traction she's got in months," and she's been talking about Diddy, then what is the biggest fish she tried to fry? She's the one who came and said, "Well, 40 people said this, that, and the other." It never came to fruition. We talked about that blue. Nobody never came and put they name on that bullet.
Nobody.
And 40 people was saying, yeah, he did this and he did that. Where the hell were they at?
I'll take it a step further.
Oh, go ahead, Tori.
I'll take it a step further, Dre. She wasn't getting so much traction on her page that she started reposting old tweets that she posted about Diddy just to make people realize, hey, I'm still here. Because she was having nothing but slow news days until this came out.
And if this is the only person you can talk about, where it's breaking down. This is the only person you can talk about. There's nobody else. So there's nobody else in the world. You work for the Rolling Stone. all the stuff that has came out about every other celebrity, this is the hill you die on.
It's crazy.
Doesn't that like ring a bell or set off some alarms?
Yeah. And the audio is always out of context too. Every time they leak some audio, it's always out of context.
Because I haven't heard the audio.
I have, and it sounds like they just having a good. Sound like they just chilling.
That's what
Mika said. That's what Mika said.
I said the same thing. I was like, it don't even sound like they was having that type of conversation where she was accusing him of something. It just sounded like they was talking.
It sounded like they was running lines.
Something and I got that too. And then she said something, and he was in the middle of agreeing with what the last thing she had said, and then it makes it sound like he agreed with what she said, and it wasn't that.
And who uses the word aggress? Oh, I aggressed you, girl.
Yeah. I read that. I was like, I aggressed you. So let's do this. Pam is in the house. What's going on?
What's up,
Pam?
Hello,
it's good to see Sister Pam up in here. You know, I treat you like you're going to church. Hey, Sister Pam is up in here. Hey, Sister Pam.
Belly. That's Pam Belly right there.
Pam Belly.
She was out here spitting the rhymes earlier.
So what I want to do, because I haven't heard anything. So what I want to do is pull up the actual article. Let's all read it. I mean, we're gonna read it, listen to it.
Before you do
I
that,
can't
Drake,
stand this lady. Oh, go ahead. What you say, Pam?
Before you do that, who drops it? She dropped it like a mixtape. Who drops it on SoundCloud?
On SoundCloud. Yeah, I seen that because it popped up on something like SoundCloud. So
I thought that was strange too, because someone had sent it to me in my DM on Instagram, and when I was scrolling through, because it was part of a multi-post on Instagram, and I saw it, I was like, they put the audio on SoundCloud,
right?
Yeah, when I clicked it, my SoundCloud app came up, and I was like, wait, hold on, what's going on?
Exactly.
Right.
I was looking, I seen that, I was like, SoundCloud. Okay, Shia, y'all broke. What you saying is the Rolling Stone is broke. Couldn't put it on nothing else. SoundCloud.
But like everybody else said, it sounded like chopped up audio. It sounded like something that they just kind of spliced together, because there's one part of the audio where it kind of gets really like staticky, and you can't understand what anybody's saying.
No,
but to me, anybody who does anything like this is my personal opinion. When you do stuff like this, you know this man is rehabilitating his career. Right, you know what this man is getting ready. He's on press right now. You know, push your magazine dreams, and then you drop this. There's a different level of hell that you're going to enter in just for what you're doing. In my personal opinion,
we are forgetting, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We are forgetting. This is why stunt shows and shenanigans exist, because every time there is something that happens. Because I already knew it. I just didn't know when it was going to show up. I honestly thought it was going to show up right the day before the premiere of the stuff. But I see that he's supposed to be on Sherry Shepherd tomorrow. So I see why that is now is pull up. Because when there is this, there's gonna be a stunt. There's a show, that's Sherry Shepherd, and then watch after Sherry Shepherd. There's going to be some type of shenanigans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know she was going to be on Sherry Shepherd.
Yeah,
like I said,
he is.
He is. Oh,
hold on. Why would she be on Sherry Shepherd? Who was she?
I was about to say she
done. She done out here.
She looked at us. I tried to tell you, when we was in court last year, she looked at us like we was crazy. I stared right at her. No, you know how you kind of stare at somebody, but you look off. I was just staring at her, kind of like Samuel L. Jackson did in that movie. And he was just outside looking like, I know you are. You don't want to say nothing? Huh? I thought you had a lot to say. All right, so let's go through this. Let's listen to the SoundCloud mixtape, and because somebody put in the chat that it sounds fake, like it's edited, like it's kind of chopped up to make it seem like it's something that is not. So let's just go through it. Jonathan Majors admits to strangulation, ex-girlfriend, newly unearthed audio. The actor is heard admittedly admitting to having aggressed Grace Jabari during a 2022 fight. We don't care nothing about the Rolling Stone and what they got to stand for. All right, Jonathan Majors admitted to strangling ex-girlfriend in a previous unreleased audio recording obtained by Rolling Stone. The conversation was captured in the aftermath of a days-long fight between Majors and his then girlfriend, professor dancer Grace Jabari, in September 2022. The Marvel actor had been living with Jabari in London, good God, as he filmed the second season of the Disney Plus series Loki, when he allegedly became angry at Jabari. According to the since settled civil lawsuit filed by Jabari last April, wait a minute, hold up. It wouldn't surprise me if someone in that camp, sent that audio to Cheyenne. From just this part alone, according to the since settled civil lawsuit filed by Jabari last April, she alleged Major slammed her into a car and dragged her back inside their home and strangled her.
And what you say about that S word keep always showing up?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Which never came up in court. It never came up in court. And Pam, you know this because, you and Kat, I believe it, Danny did a video on the transcripts that came out. Did this ever come up in the transcripts?
No.
Because we're going to pull those too.
You can pull them. And so as my memory corrects me, when she came back in April of 2023 and they dropped the charges that the police had filed, and then she filed her charges. It was a big thing because you remember when the police charges came, there was like 19,852 charges. And then when she came back, they dropped those charges, and when they came back, they refiled most of them. But that charge talking about this right here wasn't there, and I kept trying to figure out why was it there in the first place. It has never ever come up. And then when you learn later that if you had that, because if that charge would have been presented, you're looking at more than a misdemeanor,
right?
You're looking at a felony. And so that charge is always going to come up, and they're going to always ask that question because they want to be able to get the highest charges possible, I believe. But she even mentioned it, and she said it, and she repeatedly said that that's not what happened. And then to see that this has come up again, and this is supposed to be from something that happened in London. From what my understanding was, these were parts of the tapes from the Coretta tapes, that there were supposed to have been these tapes and things like that from the Coretta. And that's my understanding, is that there was a lot of there was at least 3 recordings, if I'm not mistaken, that was recorded supposedly after that instance where he threw them all out of the house because she had her editor friend from some kind of rag magazine walking freely through the home and all of these other things. And that's where all of that blew up. Now, that's my understanding. But go ahead. I'll just chime in when I get.
No, you're absolutely correct, because this is some of the information that was brought up. And then I've always said, if the 2022 incident was of said strangulation, why wasn't he charged in London? And remember, we had Dr. Hines on here, and Dr. Hines said there is no information from any police department in London of September 2022 that corroborates this story that she went to the hospital. I mean, that Jonathan or whoever talked to any police officers or Grace
any kind of incident
about said strangulation at that particular time. So there is no information from London that corroborates that this was presented to law enforcement there. So let's get that out. Let's put that out there. So that's one thing. All right. So it says, I'm ashamed I ever, I don't care, because she wrote this. Let's get to the SoundCloud, because that's what I want to know. Let's get to the SoundCloud mixtape.
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. Man, it's just, I've never addressed a woman. I addressed you.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under addressed.
Yeah.
like that's never happened.
Hold up. Hold up.
You noticed that too. Why did it get all? What was all that fuzziness right there? What was that?
Hold up. Hold up. Before we get there, remember, Grace secretly recorded him in 2023 also about the whole pub incident and the Coretta Scott and all of this. Is this from the same time period?
It's the same time period. All of this was supposed to be the same time period because when you look in the text messages that they were presenting in court, he'd mentioned that he thought things were cool. They had sat down and they had went to bed and they were, in love or something. And then when you wake up the next morning, he's hearing, I think, if I'm remembering, it was something else. So all of this was around the same time because he threw his trainer out, he threw her friend out, and he threw her out.
So if you notice, this is in our pocket because you can hear the rustling around, saying with the phone. And it just so happened to rustle around when they're having this conversation after you strangle me. Chicka. Like, okay, let's play the mixtape.
Run it back.
Yeah, let's play the mixtape again. Look, they want me to pay for for some studio time because this doesn't make any sense. Okay. All right, this is way better.
With a woman before, and it's just I've never high aggressive. Like
he strangled me.
Hold up, you can't even really you hear, but
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before, and it's just I've never high aggressive. Like
he strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressive. Yeah. Like that's never happened to me. So I
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
Now, y'all let me know. Having a conversation like that about being strangled, they so soft and this sounds like, and excuse me, y'all, about my voice, but it just sounds like two people like who talks about getting the ass. If Roberta in here, I'm sorry, Roberta, but who talks about getting they ass whooped so calm and cool with the next person like that?
I'm gonna tell you what
strangled me. Yeah, that all falls under aggress. Like what?
You know what it sounds like? I'm gonna be real with you. It sounds like she did this. Exactly. She was like, you strangled me. Like she was recording for the police. You know what I mean? Like she went to her shirt, you know what I'm saying? So she get the wire, but like, but you strangled me. Because that part is the loudest part. He's actually he's not even hearing that part. So it sounds like she talked inside of something to say, just listen to it again. Maybe I
did she even say you strangled me? Like,
said, let's listen to it again.
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just I've never high aggressive. Like
he strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressive. Yeah. Like that's never happened to me. So I
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
Wait, Dre, go back to the part, like go back a little bit where the volume gets low at.
That Diddy did something to you. Oh.
That's something else.
I think it was playing another audio.
Okay, because I was about to say, what the hell?
Somebody said
okay.
Diddy?
Exactly.
That was something else.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't sound like a natural conversation. Absolutely.
That part where it gets low, where the volume gets low, that looks like something I could have edited and feel more when I'm trying to lower the volume of something and then I raise it back up.
Raise it.
And when you lower the volume, you can't hear it, and then you raise it back up so you can clearly hear what's being said.
Right.
Because even in anybody who has ever done music, the loudest part is always the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
it just so happens to get loud when she said, you strangle me. You know what I'm saying? And then he's talking and you really can't. What's up? Hey, Lauren, Victoria Burke is in here.
LVB in the building.
They're saying this is from September of 2022. Lauren. So let's listen to. I want to listen to it again because it's just something about the audio file just does not sound right to me. It does not sound right. It sounds like, again, when you're doing audio recording, and for this coming from SoundCloud, doesn't rule out the fact that she probably edited this in GarageBand, because this is what it sounds like. No, I'm dead serious.
GarageBand,
what it sounds like.
Something. Yeah.
But one more time. Let's go.
When you originally sat down in a coffee shop,
what the hell is that? I want to.
I'm ashamed. I've never gone out. I never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just, I've never aggressed. I aggressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
Yeah, all those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's never happened to me. So I
that part,
like
that part right there. That's what I'm talking about. That you see how it went
gets
like
low.
It gets really low, so you can't really hear nothing, and then it goes back up again. What was cut out of that part right there?
Yeah, because if I've been strangled, I'm not going to say, "Well, you strangled me," so casually. Now, again, I talked. It was very casual to say, "You strangled me," but what I was talking about this morning, and I reached out to Kat. She has flipped her behavior on him multiple times, and it was brought through in court. Again, I'm gonna play it for one more time, because if you listen to this conversation, does not. She seemed like she slipped that in casually, like Mika said. He didn't even hear that, and he just went to like, I aggress you or whatever. Like,
aggressive.
Aggressive is wild, but it just seems like she went and just said it inside of her phone or inside of her coat to make it so she can have something on this guy. That's what it sounds like. This sounds like somebody who was secretly recording their boyfriend to make them seem like they're crazy. That's what it sounds like to me. I'll run it back one more time, and then we're gonna go back to we're gonna go to some of these court information.
I'm ashamed. I've never gone out. I never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just, I've never aggressed. I aggressed you. Like,
hold on.
I've never aggressed. I aggressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
He said,
I've never aggressed. I aggressed you.
He said, I never aggressed a woman. I aggress you.
He said, I've never wrestled with a woman before. I
aggressed you. And then
I aggressed you. And then he's asking.
Yeah, he's asking her like, I aggressed, like he's saying like, I aggressed you. Like, that's what it sounded like to me. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
It's just before. It's just, I've never aggressed. I aggressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's never happened to me. So
why is that? Hold up. Why is that part loud? You strangle me, like, I don't know. It sounds something fishy about that.
This video is like, this audio is very badly edited.
It's
like,
because
this is not the raw audio. This is not the original audio. It can't.
No,
be.
this is been spliced together.
Yeah, because that it goes from.
I've never aggressed. I aggressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
That's the loudest part. You strangle me. Why is that part loud? But Jonathan's over. This don't sound right. And I'm not even trying to be a homer or whatever. This sounds so it sounds docked. You know, like somebody spliced this together. And
I'm ashamed. I've never gone out. I never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just, I've never aggressed. I aggressed you. Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
Wait, go back. Go back.
Like, that's never happened to me. So
I think they added that piece in.
But when she says you strangled me, she said something after.
Like,
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under
Push me against the car.
Yeah.
She said you strangled me, push me against the car.
You know, like, that's before. It's just before. It's just.
No, what it sound okay. using just common logic, what it sounds like she threw that in when he was talking about, I never had to wrestle with a woman before, you know, I aggress you, you know what I mean? And then she said, you strangled me and threw me into the car. And he's just casual like, well, I guess all of that's under it does something just is, I don't know. It don't sound right.
Well, the question that everybody's asking is, why was this not brought up in court?
That's what I said too.
Was it because of the monolith? Wasn't it because of the monoliths that they couldn't present anything in the court, even though that they did bring up the text message for 2022?
Well, this would have been open game for when remember when everybody was like, his lawyer messed up and allowed them to bring in that audio. This would have been able to come in with that.
It should have.
It would have been able to come in with that.
Yeah. I went back because I thought maybe I didn't understand what was going on. So, you know, I went to old Merriam and Webster and looked up aggress.
Me too. I did.
Because
I got it up right now.
Because it says here, and I'm gonna read the whole thing so it'd be clarity, so people won't be thinking I'm cherry picking. From what I see, it says aggress and its more familiar relatives, aggression and aggressive, derived from the Latin verb aggregi, meaning to approach, attack, or undertake. Although the modern word aggress carries only the second of these three meanings, the word could, when it's first used in English in the 16th century, also mean to approach. That use is now obsolete. There's also exists now a noun aggress, which is too rare to qualify for entry in even our unabridged dictionary. It typically means an attack, but also has an obsolete meaning of an approach.
So he basically said, I approached you. In if you're listening to for the context, if I'm not mistaken, Pam, right?
Right.
He said, I approached you. I never had to wrestle.
I'm just saying, everything about
this. Only somebody the dictionary is saying we don't use that word no more. Even the dictionary is saying we don't use that word no more. Like, who uses
Jonathan did go to Yale, so
I don't care where he went. I don't care where he went.
Everything about this audio is janky.
It is. It's very janky.
Everything about this audio
says, although the modern word aggress carries only. So the three meanings that it would use today would be to approach, take.
I don't know, man.
That's just clarity.
Dre, don't you aggress me today?
I'm saying, like,
I'm going around aggressing everybody when I go to work.
Don't you aggress me?
Yeah, don't you come up here and aggress me. Don't you walk up and aggress me. Up, you're moving too fast, aggress.
Everything about this is shady. This is shady. It's janky. The audio is not even that clear. Only that part is the clearest part that you can hear. I mean, and for it to come out the week that the movie is supposed to come out, baby, we see straight through you.
Right.
We see what you're doing.
This is not, he didn't say, okay, if I admit that I aggress you or wouldn't you say, yes, I shouldn't have strangled you?
Where's the whole audio? Give me the whole audio.
Yeah,
I want the whole conversation.
Because it's for one, this is out of context, just like those text messages that came up from 2022. This is out of context. Number one. Number two, this audio is janky because she put it on SoundCloud. And I believe this is doctorate. I believe this is doctored up just by listening to what's going on. Number three, if he admitted, he would have said, yes, I shouldn't have put my hands on you. You know, I shouldn't have strangled you. I shouldn't have did this and the other. Who goes and says, yes, I aggress you when that is not the context that he was saying it in? This is some bull job. This is some baloney. This is whatever you want to call it. This is, like I said, I'll play it again one more time in its entirety. And y'all tell me again. Matter of fact, people, if you read in the comments, I'm just saying that sounds funny to me that they put this on SoundCloud of all places.
Are you reading the comments of the three people in this SoundCloud clip? Yeah, somebody said they put it on SoundCloud. The 80s, the 808s are crazy.
Not the 808s are crazy.
808s are crazy.
Like, nobody does it. Like, again, nobody does this. So it sounds like somebody doctored this up. And somebody says, should Jonathan speak up? His publicist is going to make a statement. And because of the nature of that NDA that went on after the civil trial, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's going to be something that, we'll work with this on a later time.
Release the JM cut.
The Jonathan Bacon cut. But let's do it
whole audio. More. We need the full release.
Yeah, I mean,
drop it on SoundCloud. You got till midnight.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the Kendrick Lamar tape track that comes out on Apple Music, or you know what I'm saying, or something. Because this doesn't admit strangulation. This is somebody saying this.
What doesn't make sense to me is because here's what I'm thinking. This is supposed to be now let me go backwards. Now I just remember them saying that they had other audios, so I don't have any proof to say this is one of the audios that was supposed to be there. I just know that there was supposed to have been 3 different audios, and I think we heard
two.
I think we heard 2 because it's been so long, my mind bad. But here is my question: when the judge released all of the evidence, why was this not this should have been, if I was someone like a Cheyenne, that I would have had out there.
Exactly.
You kept this because you were waiting for someone or something to come out when this person was moving forward. So I'm going to play the person that I don't believe anything Jonathan Major says. I believe he did all of these different things, right? I'm going to play that person. All of this information should have been given to me then. Why are you waiting till, because whether I don't agree with anybody putting their hands on anybody, but what I do believe in is that you got to allow people to make a turn in their lives. So I believe that he's done everything that they're saying that he did. But when is it that we're going to allow somebody to make a turn in their life? If he's, because I hear a lot of people saying, well, they should never let him back in. But this is his job. So if a truck driver does this, and again, don't mishear me, because I know a lot of y'all like to tussle out there. But just remember, I can fight too. But if he's done and said all these things that he still has to make a living, correct?
Yep.
And so I'm looking at what is going on that people are making this beeline for the livelihood. And so I'm going to leave that right there. I want you to finish your other argument, because then I think it'll make better sense on the other side.
And Jonathan is on press right now for Magazine Dreams, so he's not probably going to his publicist probably not going to make a statement until probably in the morning or something. It's not going to be tonight.
You think they should address it though, Dre? You think they should address
this? It's because it's gaining so much traction,
right?
I would put something out.
It's already on the Shade Room.
Yeah, it's not even just the Shade Room. It's hitting TMZ. It's hitting major news outlets. So you want to, and again, the way this sounds like, and I bring up this because I live in Kansas City. Tyreek Hill had a similar situation where his ex-girlfriend was secretly recording him. So our local news station, which was KCTV5 here in Kansas City, chopped up the audio. And when I tell you they chopped up the audio, they made him seem like he's the worst human being in the world. The way that they did it, right? Come to find out, when you listen to the full audio, it was completely out of context. This was back when they said that he harmed his child. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they said that he harmed his child, and come to find out he didn't. But the way that they did it, they chopped it up so badly that that people were calling for Tyreek Hill's head. Like Tyreek Hill needs to go. He needs to be, kicked out the league. He harmed the child, yada, yada, yada. And you come to find out that KCTV5 himself doctored the whole entire audio, and the audio went from a 13-minute conversation to 30 seconds. So it's not out the realm of possibility that this 28-second clip that is completely out of context had way more length to it.
No, I believe that. That's why I say I want the whole, give me the whole audio. Because if this happened, I'm pretty sure, because it sounds like if they were having a conversation about aggressing somebody, I'm pretty sure this conversation kept going on. It didn't end there.
Yeah, it didn't end.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to hear the whole thing.
It wasn't 28 seconds long.
Right.
It damn sure wasn't.
And
the reason why give me the whole thing.
Right. And the reason why this is 28 seconds long, because it wanted to highlight Grace saying you strangled me. Even though I'm gonna play this one more goddamn time. one more time, because I'm listening for y'all know and the people who follow the channel, don't forget, if you're watching this video now, you like what's going on, you like this stream, go ahead and give it a thumbs up.
He never admitted. I didn't hear no admittance in this.
No, it's no admittance. But make sure you're giving the video a thumbs up. Thumbs down, whatever. You want with the video.
But you want to know what it is when people win so infrequently. Anything this minute will feel like a win to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if this was the case, she would have never dropped her lawsuit. Just think about it like this: she would have never dropped her lawsuit if he's out here putting boots to ass.
That's what I'm saying. This would have been a layup. This is a layup, right?
Layup.
This was an alley-oop
slam dunk. Yeah.
She was like, and he'd have been done.
He would have been like, so that's what's not similar. So you had two opportunities for a kill shot. You had the kill shot with me sitting up when you got up on the stand. You could have said, yep, he put his hands on me, yada, yada, yada. And we have audio of that, him admitting to that. That didn't happen, never came out in court. Then the civil lawsuit, go ahead, go through it. This audio comes out in the civil lawsuit, boom. You see what I'm saying? So it just don't add up to where she says, oh no, let's drop the suit and all this, but then the audio comes out. Well, what do you want? Do you want the justice or not?
I believe, and this is just because I've recorded so many songs over a 20-year time period. This is chopped and screwed. This is chopped and screwed, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. The rustling of it is where, to me, because if you're listening to audio, anybody who's ever did mixing, or you're doing you're recording your video, you're trying to mix it and you're trying to chop it. When you hear the rustling, that's we call it dead air, or there's what I'm saying, or there's noise in the background. You're going to try to chop it so you can cut that out so nobody's listening to that, and you're going to try to splice the clearer version onto that so it can be able to flow properly. So if you listen to it, like I said, the EQ tells you everything. Low, rustling. You strangled me around here, and then he's just going on casually with a conversation.
Yeah, and
does that sound
for if she was recording and had it in her pocket? Yeah, she would have been a closer voice, but it wouldn't have been that high. That sounded like she was talking dead into the mic.
Again, like I said, she had the wire on her, and she pulled that wire up and said, "Hey, you strangled me," and then it put the wire down. So somebody was over there being a confidential informant. This is all I'm saying. According to the Boondocks, it's one in every black neighborhood. Let's play it one more. Let's play it one more time.
I'm ashamed. I never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just. I aggressed you.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed. Yeah. That's never happened to me. So I
wait, go back a little bit, Dre. I just picked up on something.
If in your eyes.
I'm starting over.
I'm ashamed. I never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just. I aggressed you.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
Stop right there. That's not an admission.
So
That's not an admission.
That's not an admission. When she said he strangled me.
Because this is goddamn audio,
You know what?
It's after that. It's after that.
It's the same thing I said. I said the same thing. I was like, he wasn't admitting to it.
He wasn't admitting.
He was already in the previous part of the conversation. She slid that "you strangled me" in there.
Slid that in there.
And can I say something from somebody who's ran lines with somebody? That sounds like them with the script. That rustling, is that a script rustling?
It sounds like it's in her pocket.
It sounds like the phone is in her pocket.
But notice too, the part when she says "you strangled me," he said, "Well, would that be like something about? Wouldn't that be like he's asking? Well,
he said that's all under aggress, right?
Under aggress, but he never said yes. I strangled you. He said, well, that would be under aggress, but he never said that he did.
I don't know. It just sounds like they running lines. It's just too casual to me. If Mika beat my ass, we finna talk, man. Hold on, Mika. My eye. I'm still leaking out my right eye, right? No, Mika, you didn't aggress me. You hit me, Mika. You hit me, dog.
I'm just saying.
Exactly. You would legitimately say yes.
I earned
it. But you would. And Chillmugger's up in here. What's up, Chill?
On, Chill.
Hello.
But you would literally say, yes, I shouldn't have choked you. Yes, I shouldn't have pushed you.
I shouldn't have put my hands on you.
I shouldn't have put my hands on you. That's admitting the guilt. There's no admittance of guilt. She slid that shit in there.
And let's be real honest with ourselves here. This is the historical British white woman. If this black man put his big, strong hands on her little scrawny neck, she would have been running right to the quickest authorities to say, look what this man did to me. Here's the marks right here.
Also, she would have been boo-hoo crying on the audio.
Exactly.
And I'm going to be real. When I seen her in court, when we went to New York and I seen her in court, she's a tall, skinny, 5 foot, about 8, 9-ish model, 120 pounds soaking wet, Timu Uma Thurman. You know what I'm saying?
She's a long distance runner.
Exactly. So if he would have, and again, I met Jonathan. Jonathan is a strong guy. You can feel it. You know what I mean? He would have snapped her in half. He would have snapped her to a Slim Jim. This is some bull crap. This is most definitely some bull crap.
Did to Oliver.
But I'm just saying, the way that man is, and we all seen him, for Magazine Dreams and for Creed, and that's a big guy. It would have been an easy slam dunk to put him in jail.
And then on top of that, let's look back like what happened when we saw that surveillance footage. He was running away from her. Does that sound like a guy that would put his hands on some woman's neck?
Again, how many times have y'all seen the camp counselors chase Jason Voorhees? I get into I'm Freddy Krueger. I'm in my dream getting chased by the people I'm trying to scare in my dream. They running me off my dream. That never has happened. You know what I mean? So why would I believe any of this? And I'm sorry, this is where it's docked right here. That's docked audio. I'm sorry, it's docked. Let me play one more.
The most suspicious part about this audio is how it's put in SoundCloud, and Rolling Stone provides you a link to a SoundCloud. And I think that's them trying to avoid any sort of accountability. If a lawsuit comes for Rolling Stone, they can say, we talking about that audio, how we obtained it, then I'll take it up with the SoundCloud division, which is probably some intern who's got the password for that. While it says Rolling Stone on the SoundCloud channel, they don't care if they lose the SoundCloud channel of Rolling Stone. They care about that website.
What? Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that's what I said. All of this is strategic. I want to play it one because it's something in this audio that's bothering the fuck out of me. All right,
we know. Listen, Dre, we know what's in the audio that's bothering you. It's bothering us, and it's called BS. That's what's bothering you.
Right.
That's what's in the audio.
There you go.
Yeah, and make sure to like the video. If you're watching the stream, if you don't like the video, thumb it there, do something. Just interact with the video. Let's go again.
I'm ashamed. I never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just I aggressed you.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggress.
Yeah.
All those things are under aggress.
Yeah.
Because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah. Something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
So when you
something inside of you towards what happened? Play that last piece again. Play that last part, Dre.
I said something sarcastically. If in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
So when you originally sat down in a coffee shop, you told him that
something don't sound right.
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. And it's just I've never I aggressed you. Like
you strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, like that's never happened to me. So I
because I said something sarcastically.
Why wasn't nobody talking right?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
The audio was
inside of you.
I said the same thing. The whole audio was lower right there, and then she just comes right back in. Like it was something that was there, but they took it out and they put that part in.
Nobody
exactly. It's documented. Again, this part right here where it gets low. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, that's not how. When you looking at wave files, audio wave files, you something was missing. You chopped it, put a space there, and then it goes forward.
Can you go back to that, like right there, right before it goes into the silent part, like right around there?
Towards you.
Like that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Like how did they go from the?
You know, like
they
just happened to me. So I, and then it gets low. Notice this audio gets low after he says the second I, and it gets lower again, and then it comes back up.
She comes in way too hot too. She come in way too hot.
Her
in the
voice
middle,
is high,
but she come in the middle of a conversation. She comes in the middle of a sentence of what she's saying.
Yeah.
Even when she said you strangled me, you strangled me. Her voice is way louder than what it is any other part of this video or this audio, because then you hear strangle and then you really okay. Let me just go back to the part.
In your
I aggressed you. Like
you strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
You know, like
you strangled me and pushed me into the car. Like it's so casual that I don't think the way the conversation flows, if you just said I strangled you, or you just, I don't think he heard that, because the conversation doesn't sound like something that you would hear, but like he just said, well, that's all it, because I think the push in the car is what he heard. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me at all. This is
everybody keeps saying it's AI. It's AI.
No, it just sounds docked.
It does sound. I mean, AI. They could have used AI to doctor it up.
This sounds more like somebody went into GarageBand and spliced the conversation together. Yeah, I'm just saying, because the reason why I say GarageBand, because it's free. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so you ain't got to pay for it.
But we've known them to doctor images. Put my screen up. You remember when he was being chased by her, and they wanted to make it seem like she wasn't running, so they slowed her down. Look at her hair flail a little bit. Like they slow motioned the video to doctor how quickly she was chasing after him. I'll play it again. Look how like unnormal it is to have her hair defy gravity like that. They want to slow down her running.
Yep, she slowed down right there.
The videos being doctored is not above these people of colorless.
And Cheyenne Whitetree is most definitely in that realm. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing this audio because it's giving me a headache. As somebody who engineered music for it recorded his own music, that is giving me a headache. But what I wanted.
Well, Aisha just brought up, my bad. That's a good question. Why did the conversation start with I've never wrestled with a woman? Like what before that? How did y'all get into that?
How did you get there?
Yeah, exactly. How did you get there?
Exactly.
Hey, baby, come on, let's sit down. Yeah, well, I've never wrestled a woman before. Like what? You know what I'm saying? How did we get to this point? You can't just. And I hate that they keep doing that. Yeah, did you what got him to talking about wrestling a woman?
That's the question that I don't think anybody's answered, because of the fact that if you want to show clarity and transparency, from the time she started recording had to been more than those 20 seconds. And so the time that they stopped recording had to be more. So what is it? We've got that little part, but what is it before and what is it after that you're not willing to want us to hear? If you're going to, like I said, if you're going to drop the JM tapes, you need to drop them. You need to drop them in their clarity so that we can get context.
Oh, they haven't dropped them yet because they still have to doctor that part too.
I was gonna say,
why is this still being dropped when this is supposed to be an NDA? There's not supposed to be any of this information that comes out.
It's supposed to be open. This shouldn't even be happening. Like, that's the thing. This shouldn't even be happening. I didn't go to jail, but I've had my, you know what I'm saying, the justice was served, so to speak. Right. I got to do my probation. I got to do my classes, which I got one more month left.
What, a month left?
Yeah, like
this next month is over.
Why is this happening? If you know what I'm saying, that's, to me, this is on some vigilante type justice type shit. It should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
But America needs you, because I just seen it. Why? Because I'm looking through the transcripts right now of the court documents that I want to bring up, and I'm trying to get to the point where they start questioning her about. Remember, she was scrappy with him. You know what I mean? But she said it sounded like it was a sexual, like this was a sexual conversation.
It could have been. When you just throw an audio piece of audio out there, we don't know how you get it. He might have been like, "Hey, we was in bed wrestling. I ain't never wrestled no girl before, but gee, nah, you strangle me through me. Hey, you know, it be like that sometimes when we doing these things.
What if you pulled on pull on the side of the road? And you were like, you know, you choked me and threw me in the car.
You want to do it in the car, baby. You want to do it in the car. That's what.
Maybe that's why he called it
until we get context as to when this happened, because I've said this before and I'll say this again, and I'm glad that we have a lot of ladies in the chat so that you can kind of chime in when I ask this question, because you remember the side that I'm on. You remember what I'm playing.
Devil's advocate.
I done got my ass whooped, and you have whooped my ass repeatedly. And then you've done your movie, you've done your stuff, and you went across the pond. Here is my question. You have continents in between and bodies of water between you and Mr. Ass Whooper. Why did you get on that plane?
That's a good question.
Because you're in a safe space, because the person that's doing whatever they're doing to you is literally a continent and a body of water away from you. Why did you get on the plane?
It's hard. That's hard truths.
Well, we know she liked to chase him. We see she likes to chase him.
Only person I won't chase, I want to chase after me is Jesus. That's the only person I won't
chase him across the pond.
She did.
He was trying to get away then.
But go ahead, Chill, because I brought up. I got the Grace Jabari transcripts too from court, also that I'm gonna bring up from June 2022. So go ahead.
This is because he used the word wrestling. Listen to his verbiage here in the interview.
But never hit a woman.
Never hit a woman. I've never. My hands have never struck a woman. Ever.
So struck a woman, hit a woman. He's denying ever doing that. Maybe he's saying that, talking intentionally, because he knows back in 2022 he wrestled. Like there is a difference between the two words: a grapple or a resisting hold, or which is something, you know, if someone's hurting you, you want to keep them down, and you want to reduce any injury to yourself, or you want to get them in a place that they're not supposed to be, like if they're on a street. He can't say in that interview, "I never wrestled a woman." But the language is particular. I never hit, and then he balled a fist for like a second, and he did that. That's him. I think that something did happen with him and her. I don't excuse her for anything she could have done before. So, like as she admitted, remember she started this fight. I said all this in my video that I posted earlier, like a minute ago. So everything that Jonathan Majors is saying is still on the up and up. I agree with everything. His language. I feel like there's something to this audio, doctored as it may be, suspiciously leaked how it may be. Wasn't there like a settling agreement where they were not going to talk about each other anymore? In the Hollywood Reporter, didn't they say that he wasn't going to speak about her anymore? I hope that's over. You probably should have never signed something like that. I hope that's over. This is, and the timing of this and everything it's a lot. It's very, very the week of, like, we know that this is just gonna haunt him forever. Break the contract, break the deal, break the arrangements, just talk. Like, she's gonna try this on you over and over again, her or Cheyenne or the others. Just speak on it. Like, give your version.
He just got with the wrong one. I hate to bring her ex into the situation. A lot of people don't want to speak on that whole, him removing himself from the timeline. I think this is her
Hold
MO.
that thought. Hold that, Blue. Hold it.
All right, I'll
get to it. Hold it, Blue.
Hold it. So
I'll hold it.
Before we do that, let's go. This is the transcripts from court. Shout out to Kat, not Williams, for dropping all of the tea. She gave me every single court documentation through Google Docs. So shout out to Kat, because I wanted to be able to play. This is from now for context, because I want to put it in context. This is the court documentation, and this is talking because I was just up here and I wanted to go down where they started to talk. This is directed from June of 2022. So this is the timeline that we're at, June 2022. In this audio, we just know it from 2022, but we don't know exactly where at. Is it June? This is September. Where is this actually at? So in this starts, I think this is where she, let me see. Where I was at. Yeah, this was a question. This is by Mrs. Galloway. You say you were able to contact the defendant throughout. Yeah. The communication wasn't fluid, but ultimately, some text would go through. My friend's phone went through. We also bumped. I bumped into one of my friends when I was there, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't get a hold of him. Can you send him like just a picture of me so he knows I've seen you and I'm okay?" And then what happened next? For messages, he was quite upset with me. I just wasn't really enjoying it fully because I felt guilty for being there, so I left. Basically, why did you feel guilty? I just felt bad. Like, he obviously felt like he needed me, and I felt like I shouldn't have gone. I wasn't having so much fun as I normally did, so I just thought, I'm going to leave. What happened after you left? As soon as I got into like further out, I drove. So when I drove back, I stopped like a service station, and I tried to call him and tried to contact him. Basically said, I'm out of it. Like, I have service now. I'm here. Did you contact with the defendant at the point? He would never, he wouldn't answer the phone, but I text him. Were you eventually able to get in contact with the defendant? Yeah, he would text me. He would text some text. What was the substance of your text message, if you remember? Yeah, he was just like, so disappointed in me. Like, how dare I? And he thought he could trust me with our relationship, and with the fact that I went was just embarrassing. And like, you're just out there drinking with your friends and you don't care about me. And like, I'm having a really hard week.
No accountability. Like, she wasn't pissed drunk.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have been there. You should have known to turn around as soon as you got there with no signal. This was all in question. This was all in response, not being able to communicate with him. Answer, yeah. Question, you said the defendant wasn't answering his calls. Answer, yes, correctly. So doesn't it sound like somebody who was aggressively trying to get in contact with somebody and just wasn't letting the situation die down? That every time he's giving you small talk, but he's busy, you kept trying to go after him. You're trying to get him to call you, and then she goes out there, and now he's disappointed you're even here because you wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
Yep.
It's my life. I should be able to do what I want.
So hold on. And this is, and of course, we talked about this with Danny. Danny gave this this information during the date of the trial. I'm trying to go to anything that actually says that there was any type of altercation, physical altercation, which there is no admission to any type of physical altercation at this particular time.
That was the first day of her on the stand, right? When they asked her that.
Yep. And shout out to Chillmonger. His video is up about the secret recording. So make sure after this you get back. Okay, so let's get to this. This is who's doing the question? This is still her. This is a prosecution. It said, during the course of this conversation, did the defendant become more upset with you? Ms. Chaudhry, objection leading. Answer, yeah. The court overruled. Answer, yes. Ms. Galloway, question, how so? Answer, he just exploded. Basically is the word I would use to describe it. Yeah. This is what's contradictory. I want you to understand this. This is contradictory to the audio, because in the audio, he's not explosive.
Yeah, he's not.
Come on.
According to the audio, he's not explosive. But according to what she said under oath, he was explosive.
Yeah.
He was like, he just exploded. Basically, is the word I would use to describe it. Yeah. Question. Can you explain what the defendant's body language was like? Answer, tense. Yeah. His face kind of changed when he gets in that place. He's a big guy, so you just want to step back. Question.
AKA the big black boogeyman.
Thank you.
I've been called that before.
Now we're about to get to the meeting. That's why I said, do not believe the hype of that audio, because this sounds like a setup. For one, she set him up by recording him secretly. Let's keep that in mind. And number two, I believe it's doctrine. I can't prove it. This is my thought. So let me get to it. What do you mean by the word exploded? Answer, yeah, it was like a violent temper. It was full of rage and aggression. He was like throwing things, shouting in my face, throwing objects. And question, the court, I'll allow a little bit of leading. Okay, so you can lead on this a little bit. This is Galloway. Question, this is all the district attorney's office. So the answer, I was just trying to get away from him. Question, and this is the bedroom incident that they talked about, him throwing stuff or whatever.
Yeah, at the wall or whatever. The candles.
At the wall. Now, based on, I want you to use your thinking cap. Based on the audio that you hear, does this sound like the violent temper, aggressive, I just choked you type of man at that particular time? Why she didn't record him while he was being all violent and explosive? Why did she record him having a casual conversation and a calm, tame demeanor?
Yeah, could never catch him when he was angry, huh?
Where's the photo of her? What, my neck was strangled, right? That's what you're accusing him of doing, right? Okay, then you obviously took a photo of that. There's no way you just said, I'm going to get him with this recording, right? That's why I'm asking the question. I got it on audio. Yes. Now also show the physical evidence. Where is that? You can't tell me that you would go that hard, but not that hard. You get it?
Exactly.
Yeah, find the part where she testifies that he never touched her.
I'm gonna get to that part too, because it's a lot. When I tell you it's a lot. But Eric, thank you so very much for the 989 super chat. After listening to the audio, it sounds like to me the whole "you strangle me" was added. That's what's bothering me. Like that's what's oh my God, I thank you for saying that. In an audio engineer over 20 years, it's audio of him talking, and the strangle part was added. That's what it sounds. I think that's the part that bothered me so much, because it's how can I say this? When you're adding a sample, you could clean that sample up and add it, and it sounds directly like it was all a part of the conversation.
It
doesn't take much.
Even if she recorded, somebody said she could have recorded it. He already was talking, and then she came in and recorded, and they just slid that. Because even that low part where it's just no sound, that's the you strangle me part, and that no sound is real. That's what's real bothering.
Exactly. And the fact that there are so many people that are falling for this, and that's like, no, you already had a bias going into it. You wanted to be, like I said, all you got to do is look under the post that Cheyenne made about this today, and you see everybody literally bearing out all underneath that post how they truly feel, and that's why I was bringing up earlier about how Jonathan Majors is a proxy, because they're still, because now they're going back to this narrative of how dangerous and violent and abusive black men is. Like I saw that a lot underneath that. I said that's why y'all wanted this, because this was your way, this was your out, in order to go at black men. This has nothing to do with Jonathan Majors. This is because y'all don't like black men. Just admit it.
Is it exactly? If we chill, did we talk about Cheyenne Whitetree and who she's married to? And every single article that she makes has a tone of hatred towards black men. Because Cheyenne Whitetree is married to a white man, and it seems like her whole agenda is going after black men. But thank you so very much.
She just couldn't get Double Dutch down, and it's just been
she couldn't get Double Dutch down.
Yeah, and then her whole future, she straightens her hair.
That was it.
Her hair doesn't even grow coily anymore. It's just like, we know whose head this is, and it just goes straight
and blonde.
If Pam, you said she's writing a book about Diddy.
Yeah, when you go down her Twitter thread. It says Publishers Marketplace, October 17th, 2024, category nonfiction narrative, Bad Boy for Life by Cheyenne Roundtree, imprint Holt Goldman record, Rolling Stone journalist Cheyenne Roundtree's Bad Boy for Life, expanding on the exclusive sourcing and reporting of the magazine's bombshell 6-month investigation, tracing the rise and fall of Sean Combs using the narrative of his life and history of abuse and violence to tell a much broader story about the rise of hip-hop, the destructive power of celebrity, and the systemic flaws within the music industry in general that enables abusers like Combs to, I don't know what Aretha Powers, that enables abusers like Combs. I don't know what this other stuff is. It says to Aretha Powers at Holt at auction by Adam Eglin and the Cheney Agency.
Well, what else does she do besides, I'm sorry, Pam, besides this? Like, what else is this all she does?
Share my screen. Let's see what she does on Rolling Stone. What is her forte that she covers here? The entertainment reporter. We got Jonathan Majors today. There's Sean Combs. She likes to cover him. She's putting Jay-Z down there. We got Black Death, followed by Bruce Willis' wife reacts to the Gene Hackman's tragic death. That's not so bad. And then we got Lauryn Hill makes an appearance. I'm sure that's a whole bunch of sly remarks about how she doesn't pay taxes or whatnot,
or how she show up late.
Kanye West. Who is she? Who does she like do uplifting male black advocacy? Like Jay-Z is at war with the lawyer for Diddy's accusers. She's loving this Jay-Z. When why is she the go-to for stories like this, huh? That's like what she's there for. She has to know that that's her job, like that she's doing the bidding of people of color. She is assimilated and she has become one.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
I'm going. Hold up. I gotta pull this back up. I gotta pull because I'm back on. Check this out. This was September 2022. This is the whole London thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back. Okay, that's July. Like I'm just reading through that. I was listening, but I just wanted to find out where this takes place and if this was September 2022. Let me see. Okay, directing your attention to September 18, 2022. So question, do you remember that day? Yes. Question, were you living, where were you living at that time? And Ms. Jabari, if you would like a short break, the court will be happy to do so. The court, Ms. Jabari, let us know. If you need a couple of minutes, just let us know. The witness, I think I'm okay. Thank you. Deep breaths. Okay, I was living in London. Ms. Galloway, question, were you, and where were you in London? And the Ham says like North London. Question, why were you living there? Answer, because Jonathan was filming there and I had a flat there. But then because of the filming, because of the films giving him a house, we agreed that we would go up to my flat and we would be there together. So you were living together at the time? Yes. Where were you living? In the Hampstead house. So it was a house. Yes. How large was the house? It was large. And did you have any plans September 18th? Yes. What was those plans? It was Saturday, right? Yes. Answer. Yeah, I believe it was Saturday and he was working throughout the weekend for like 2 weeks, but my plans were because I'll be there more or less a month and one of my best friends still hadn't come up and seen the house and I haven't really seen much of her. So I invited her over and we just kind of gave her a tour of the house because it was like one of the biggest houses I ever been in. So it was nice. It had like a garden, which it was just really nice. So he came over, like we had catched up and then he just walked up the road into the local pub, which is like a pub isn't a normal word, right? Question. It's okay. Yes. Where did you go while you were at the pub? We like had some snacks and just a few drinks. What do you mean by just a few drinks? Well, we had maybe like a few drinks, like 2 glasses of wine. I was drinking wine and she was drinking. I don't know something else. Approximately how long were you at the club? I was there for quite a long time. We talked a lot, probably about 4 hours. So you're telling me in 4 hours you only had a couple of drinks? Yeah, right. Did you spend time with anyone else at the club? No, it was just me and her. After the 4 hours had concluded, what did you do next? Well, we were there, and Jonathan texted me saying that he had finished early and he was going back to the house to train with his trainer. I'm sorry to cut you out. Finished early for what? Do you understand? From his job. Okay, continue. So we had texts, and we then said, okay, let's just go back to the house. So we walked back. She also left her bag and coat and stuff there. So we walked back, and he was there with his trainer because there was a gym. And me and Grace also called Grace, my friend, and she and I were just chatting. At one point, would you say the level of intoxication was not high? Why would you say that you were? Why would you say that you were tipsy? Yeah, I maybe I was a bit tipsy. Would you say the same for your friend based on the observation? Yes. You said you went to the house, you were speaking. Did you have any plans that night? Now, before I go any further, remember she went to Bellevue. They said she had a level of intoxication that would presume to someone to be an alcoholic.
Oh yeah.
In her system. That's why I said I wanted to bring up what is being said in court, and this audio is some bull crap, because this wasn't. Now they're talking about September of 2022. You know what I mean? This was the whole, Coretta Scott King argument, all of that stuff. I want y'all to put it in context, because if they dropped the Coretta Scott King, what would be the biggest thing? Dropping the Coretta Scott King conversation, or dropping "you strangle me" conversation?
Mm-hmm. This would have been the first. I would have leaked this first.
This would have been this. If I was the prosecution, this is what I want to get out. This is because this shows prior bad habits.
Yeah. I'm dropping this all day long.
Exactly. And because this was all the question, like I want you guys to remember, you guys are watching this, remember to give this video a thumbs up, get a stream a thumbs up. I want you to keep something in mind. She kept talking about in her testimony on the stand about his anger. It was his anger. But if any of the conversation that was recorded, where is the level of anger that you're trying to display?
Ooh.
Yeah. And let me also put this in here too. You're talking about someone who just came home from work and then they're going to work out in the gym. What was he so mad about?
Yeah, I'm not seeing you anyway. I'm working out. Unless
she made this all up in her head.
It had to been.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying it had to been. Like Pam said, if I just got home from work, me and the trainer finna go hit the gym, I'm probably gonna be in here a good 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? 1.5 hours to 2 hours in the gym. What happened to where now it's an altercation? Because I shouldn't even see you for another 2 hours. Unless you
so what happened when he was out? When he was out, she was doing the stupid drinking stuff that she always does, causing a problem at his home.
No, for that to even be a problem. Because I'm not nowhere near you. That's what I'm saying. Like, because she said it's a big house and it's got a gym. So if it's a big house and a gym, I'm in the gym. Mm-hmm. You come back to the kitchen. You in the kitchen. Your homegirl grab her purse and stuff that she said that she left. She should be able to leave, or y'all stay in there for, you know what I'm saying, tell you goodbyes, and then that's it. Yeah. What happened in between to where he got angry and got mad? Because isn't this the part where the candles and everything was thrown or whatever?
No, this is
where he kicked everybody out, right? This is where he kicked everybody out.
So let me kind of give you that context, because after that he did kick everybody out, and she kept talking about how upset she was that he kicked her out, right? What is it? What is the old adage? You know, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. So he didn't want nothing to do with her because you had your friend who, for one, you're 4 hours in a pub and you only had a couple of drinks. You felt tipsy. That all of it. If you're tipsy, what is he arguing about? What is he so angry about? And in any audio, where is the level of anger and temperament that you're saying that Jonathan is? We can skip this audio. Chill. If you still got the audio of the Coretta Scott, go back and just listen to that audio. Does he sound like a man who is so enamored with so much anger that he feels like choking you?
No.
Like, think about, like, I want people to use their actual thinking caps, like we did in school. Put your thinking cap on for just a second. Does that sound like someone, who would do something like this? It did. Why are doing that? Quasi Sampson, thank you so very much for the $2 super chat. They was reciting lines from a movie. It does not, to me, if you listen to that the audio, it does not sound like a natural conversation. It does not.
I think they was running lines, man. Oh, he was running lines, and then they came and threw that "you strangled me" in there. Like, you know what? If we go and we watch Magazine Dreams, if I hear these goddamn lines in Magazine Dreams,
oh my god, yeah, especially aggressed. What man
who says aggressed? Now in the script, I can see that on the script. Somebody saying that in the script, and then you change it in the movie. Hey, don't nobody talk like this.
Blue, that's why I told you to wait, because that was my thing. When I went through that, I was like, dog, I wish I had a couple of ever seen it, because from what I understand, there's some stuff like this going on in Magazine Dreams. So I am curious to know if these wordings are going to be used in there.
If I hear that word aggressed in that damn movie, man.
or the push in the car scene, because there is a scene. Okay, there's a scene. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Chill. I gotta pull up the trailer for Magazine Dreams, because there is a scene in the car that the guy is getting beat up. Jonathan's character is fighting the guys in the car. So if one of you guys can pull that up,
I got it. Share my screen.
Yeah.
Which part?
There's a part where that's the part I'm talking about. That little scene. Let's just say for the sake of argument. That Quasi right here is right. That is an aggressive, like, you know what I mean? And that language is in there, because isn't he not being pushed to the car? I better not watch this movie and then he says the word aggressed. I'm finding
how you gonna react if you hear that word?
If I'm telling you, if I hear it, nah, man. I'm gonna be heated.
She lying. She just lied.
Like, it sounds to me, I'm telling you, to me it sounds like they was running lines, or he was running lines. That's just what it sounded like to me.
And also, if this was a recording that you had for your civil suit, then the question is, how did this recording get out? Who leaked that recording?
Who leaked it?
Cheyenne's name is on it, so it's obviously it's on her, right? She's the one who's behind it.
The leak, not necessarily the leak, because they would leak it to her. Yeah, and they would leak it to her anyway.
So she doesn't have any sort of blame for it. Then she sent it to a friend who sent it to Cheyenne.
Could be.
The question is, why are you still fooling with this dude if you dropped your civil suit?
Maybe Stephanie sent it before the civil suit was settled out.
Then why not drop it right at, this is the question. Why not drop it right after sentencing with everything got?
The timing of why it was dropped is obvious. It's because of Magazine Dreams needs to tank, and that sort of vendetta. It's a vendetta.
I don't even think that, Chill. I mean, I think that, but also because I'm still on the notion of I'm not dropping my civil suit if I got this ammo. This is a nuke. If this is true, this would be like a fucking atomic bomb. Why would I drop the civil suit when I got you hook, line, and sinker with this audio right here? This damn near
this is
would
the
solidify
tarnish
win.
Well, we don't know.
Tarnish.
We don't know the context of the audio too. Remember, we don't see the minute before and the minute
You're
after.
Right. We don't.
Okay.
We don't.
This is to tarnish what he's trying to do right now. That's all.
Well, all I know is this, and I posted it up on Twitter. I'm still going to see this movie.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, I already got.
If you thought that this is going to be a way for me to say, "Oh, I'm going to get a refund," you better think again.
No, I bought 12 tickets. I bought 12 tickets. So we going. We going, period. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to find, because there is in the where she even says he never put his hands on. She if I'm not mistaken, Pam, that she says it's in Google Docs, so I don't know how to be able to search it.
It should be like a little magnifying glass. Hit that magnifying glass and then just search.
Hold up, because I'm gonna bring this. I'd rather bring this up because I don't see. Okay.
So while you're doing that and looking for that, this is why I wasn't gonna let everybody wait too long. Because when you mentioned Blue and Mika, that you mentioned that it sounded like he was running lines, one of the things that I do want to go back over with you all in regards to that, because that night they went to a play, and me, Danny, and Kat did a live on this. Because
I remember y'all did that. Yep.
The scene where she was found laid out on the ground, and it looked, it appeared like she was had tried to prune herself from the timeline. Y'all, that was the story of the play that they went to that evening.
I remember that.
When they went out. So that's why I was saying it doesn't seem like that would be odd, because it has happened before. Now, it is also my understanding that the boyfriend that pruned himself from the timeline, his issues was the fact that he was he wanted to stop drinking, wanted to be a better person, and that wasn't anything that she wanted him to do. And whatever happened, I don't have any other information in regards to that. They were young, so I'll give grace at being 18, 19 when all of this happened, when he did prune himself from the timeline. So there is instances with people who you are involved with that they seem to be going to certain extremes when they are in relationships with you. Now, because I know y'all like to tussle, because you say, I think I say this, and you think I'm meaning that, oh, you're just blaming her, you're blaming. No, I'm just saying there's something too when you go into a relationship. You even think about yourselves. When you go into a relationship, and every relationship that you go on, and I don't care if you are a man or a woman, and you seem to see the same types of things going on, that means you have to stop and reevaluate yourself, because those people are going to be those people. You have to reevaluate yourself to say, okay, these are no longer the types of people or types of relationships I need to do. I got to do something so that won't happen. So I just wanted to mention that, because we were going in there so that Dre can have a little time to do
it. Like he don't know how to work the internet, man. You don't see the magnifying glass? You don't see the little magnifying glass?
You know what it does? It makes me look like I'm blind. And posted it here. Matter of fact, I just here. Let me share.
Did you do Control F? Do Control F, or whatever it is on the Mac. I don't know what it is on the Mac.
Yeah, I don't know what it is on the Mac either, because that's all it did was
hit those. What about the 3 dots up there? I'm trying to help you out as much as possible, man. It should be like a fine. There you go.
All right, there we go. Now.
Thanks, Blue.
You got it?
Yeah. Well, that's not in there.
Just do hit. Just type hit.
That might be up there like 10 times.
Exactly.
8.
They're ignorant for that. They're ignorant as hell for that. I can't stand back books. I can't because I can't stop it because
I wasn't expecting that.
Go through all of those.
I am. Hold up. That's wild.
With it.
It would be in her earlier testimony.
I think this is
it says December 5.
Should I go to December 5?
You're in December.
Why are they playing with me? Okay, this is I'm gonna go back real quick. And this is the opening testimony. Yeah, this is the opening testimony. So this is what all of this is. So this was all her earlier.
Because who asked? Was it Priya who asked, or was it the prosecution who asked?
The prosecution. She was still a prosecution witness.
Yeah, this was all the prosecution's statement. So should I put strike instead of hit or physical?
I don't know.
Put
hurt.
Put hurt, because she'll say, "You hurt me, Jonathan." Maybe.
Let me see. There's 7 things. What did you say in response? I was just that it was stupid. I didn't mean to hurt you. Okay. When the defendant was twisting your arm, did you feel what, if anything, feel your arm? It was painful. I felt uncomfortable. I felt pressure on my hand. You know what's crazy? When she talked about she twisted his arm, there was no marks or rashes on her arm when she was putting her hair behind her head. There was no marks or anything on her arm when the police got there that morning. There was not pictures of anything of her arm if it was twisted in a way where it felt discomfort. There's never a mark on her arm.
And you have to remember that the physician did testify that the fracture to her finger was more consistent with her hitting on something than rather her finger being twisted and popped out of place, and that the injury behind her ear appeared to be more of like a scratch, and he wouldn't say definitively that it was a punch because of the fact that there was no what did they call that, cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
That there was no if it was consistent with the punch that she said he gave her, it
would have swelled out.
Yeah, it wasn't consistent with that. And she did not have any injuries to the top of the head, because a lot of people want to say, oh, well, she got it when he put it in the heart. But the physician did testify that there were no injuries on the top of her head. They were more they were more concerned with her testing high as an alcoholic on those tests.
In the Bellevue,
and plus they went to Bellevue because you remember when he did the 911 call, it was appearing like she was trying to prune herself from the timeline.
Was it the 8th? Do you remember? This wasn't Officer Swain. Was this Grace Jabari the 8th?
The officer. I think so, because I think she was on. I think she was on the stand for 2 days.
Well, this says the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and 8th. And
been the 5th. I thought the 5th would have been the first day.
That's the 5th. Is the first day. Then you have her on for the 6th. You got her on for the 7th and for the 8th. So I'm trying to figure out which, what you're talking about, when the doctor got on the stand and said this is what the physical injuries was consistent of. Do you remember, was this part of Officer was this Mahia? Was that part of his statement, or or his day in court, or was this Officer Swain, Ryan Strick? Do you remember any of this?
Who is the Mejia? Is that the driver?
That was no Mejia was the China, the China the China police officer, Chinatown police officer who did the report.
I remember from when they were reporting. I think like the medical doctor and one of the police officers, they all did it on the same day.
Okay.
Now I don't know if she got all of it. She may not have that transcript because she crowdsourced for some, and some of that stuff was it got to be expensive, and I don't know if she got the rest of it. So she was kind of trying to pick the stuff that she felt like we needed to see.
Got you. Yeah, because this was the first time the court. I mean, it got very expensive.
Yeah.
In here, so this is the district. Let me see.
Because I think Grace Jabari's testimony took up the bulk of the money.
Bulk of it
that she served, and so the rest of it, she was, if I remember. Ooh, it's been so long ago. If I remember, she was trying to pick the people who to speak that she thought would be
I think this here is just the information about the reason why he had the video and physical evidence and gave probable cause of Grace Jabari being arrested.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm just scheming, kind of skimming through it, and this is what that looks like.
Yeah,
the NYD report.
Bring those pictures. They just allowed for him to say that he had, there were charges filed against her.
Yeah. So this is that's Mejia.
Yeah.
So it could have been the second day. Or it could have been
try the 8th.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Go back up real quick to the first page.
This is the first page right here.
All right, because I was just saying, people are saying it says testimony only. It says Grace. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I thought it said something.
No,
different.
you're okay. This is cross-examination from yesterday. Let me see. This is the whole Lucy's. This is the Lucy's incident.
Correct.
Yeah, this is the whole Lucy's incident. So I don't think this has any merit. No, this might actually have merit to her being over the limit, of someone who is considered an alcoholic. But I know that that Danny had this information on her Facebook account. So,
hey Dre.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually about to drop off.
Okay.
I do appreciate you bringing me up, but I do want to say this one last thing. I'm not surprised that this is coming from the likes of Rolling Stone, or as people have called it, Trolling Stone. Because remember the most recent thing they said about Michael Jackson. They were doing the top 50 worst songs on good albums, and they had the nerve to put "The Lady in My Life" at number 20 off of the Thriller album. Are you insane?
Exactly.
That should not have been anywhere in the top 50 for worst song. Nah.
I bet you Cheyenne Roundtree is the one who gave that vote and put it up there because she don't like Michael Jackson either.
Wow. All right. Well, I appreciate you bringing me up. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Appreciate you, man. All right, and make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to his channel also.
He's got a nickname for everything. It's called Trolling Stone. I bet he was the one who labeled it that.
Somebody in the chat, I know somebody in the chat put Trolling Stone in there. So I think this is what
somebody else wrote something in the chat too. You might be interested.
Okay, because I'm like way behind, but let me get to this super chat. Just found out about the news. This is an audio. It sounds like something is off, not right, not normal sounding conversation. Spoiler keys, thank you. And Quasi Sampson, I forgot to give you this super chat. So let me give you this the super chat real quick. Oh yeah, most definitely.
I done came up, got my name up. So when they speak of who blinged up, I'm who they bring up.
Thank you so very much for the $10 super chat and for the $2 super chat. I am like way behind. You said you could search doctor or finger. So let me search. Let's search finger. And it better not put words together to create finger either. All right, so like for real, like they are okay. How can you be able to write this paragraph or sign a receipt with a fracture to one of your fingers? Can you I can use my thumb and index finger kind of support the rest of my hand. It was easier to write on my hand. Were you able to use your right hand after leaving the hospital? Yes. You know, with the pain, but I could use it. To clarify, did you have any other violent interactions with anyone besides the defendant that night? I did not know. Did there ever come a time before calling your friend Holly that you fell? There was not a time I fell, no. And while you were at Lucy's, did anyone else grab your right hand with enough force to cause you pain? Objection. This is leading sustained. If we remember,
really?
she was going up the stairs and she almost fell up the stairs at Lucy's. You know, that video was still out there.
And she was dancing using that finger. They were holding that finger.
She was dancing. So, yeah, that was the 8th. Let me go to the 7th. And maybe because, like I said, it did get expensive, like you explained, that a lot of this might not be in there. Oh, figure came up 33 times. So let's just see. Take a figure of my hold up. This might for pressure to both my hands. In emotion, a bit twisted at the point my hand was in a lot of pain. So I seen he was using a hand, whether it was one or two, to manipulate my fingers. My finger was painful. At this time, according to Mr. Majors, had just broken your finger, right? I don't know if it was, I didn't know it was broken at the time, but it had already happened at this point, right? Could the jury hear that that indicates that you could hear it move on? So who was on? This is the video where they were at the on the corner of Lafayette. So this was that was talking about. And she was using her finger, even though she indicates that her finger was broken. She never indicated she had any pain or anything to her fingers. So again, this is a bunch of bull jive.
It's all a bunch of bull jive.
So yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through some of this. I'm gonna
find it though, where she said that he never.
Yeah, it's in the documents. Matter of fact, Blue, if you got a chance, maybe Danny still has it up on her Facebook account, or if one of you guys can see that.
Yeah, I'm pulling through it now. I'm trying to go back down to December.
Just my whole thing is that this, again, to me, and forever will be, this was a hit piece. It's to slow down and defame the character of Jonathan Majors. This at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This is to defame the character of Jonathan Majors. That's it. And again, I've never heard nobody say aggressed. So
I haven't even heard an English a British person use aggressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody would use it, I think maybe a Brit or something like that. I just have never even heard that in regular vernacular diction, whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Regular conversation ever in life.
But I'm more looking at like how he was just talking to her, like whatever she would have said, he would have just yeah, and like just try to move the conversation forward. And so when she says strangled me, yeah, I aggressed you. Like he just wanted to respond to her with what she wanted to hear, not knowing this is him getting recorded, and when his movie comes out in 3 years, this is gonna be the day of his release, the week of its release. I don't think that I don't want to hold the guy accountable for something that you tell women or your significant other if you're a woman also. You can be just yep, that's right, yeah, got it, yep. You're just trying to move forward with the talk, and she's been secretly recording him. I can't fall for the plan when I know what the plan is, when I know what the game plan was, and how she got her money. She left. She won. She's out. And then in comes Rolling Stone with this. Nah, man, gotta post it. Let me just cut out the clip and make sure that that's there. Edit it the way I need it to be edited. People will buy it hook, line, and sinker.
Yep. Right. Yep. And this is why I went so hard, because this is your mainstream media, y'all. This is what mainstream media does. And if you don't see the attack in the calculated time frame, this wasn't this wasn't done. Now, mind you, she could have did this when Jonathan and Megan announced their engagement.
Yep.
What's up, Cat? Cat is up in the house. What's up, Cat?
Hi, Cat.
She could have put this up then. She didn't. You know what I mean? She could have had this after again. When the civil lawsuit pulled up, she didn't.
No.
So the timing of this should make everyone suspicious.
So Cheyenne wanted to ruin Jonathan's career based off of, I guess, the way he looked at her in the courtroom. I don't know.
Tina, where you at? You got the
Come
invite.
on in, Tina. Come on in, Tina. Don't be sighing. Lay sigh.
Yeah, you got the invite in the group chat on X. So come on down to Showcase Showdown.
It's gonna be an interesting 3 days with the movie, and like you worry about what's the worst that can happen, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you worry about that anymore. I've been in my real life in a situation at a job where I was worrying about what the worst could happen was, and the worst happened, and after that, it's like, oh, I'm still here and everything. All right, well, right. I'm good.
All right, Tina, hit me up then. Or jump on. Hold up, jump on, because I want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll talk. We'll all talk back channel. So get on, because you get.
He's got to do more. He's got to do publicity that he wasn't originally gonna do. He's got to
go. He got to go on Club Chase. He got to go on Club Chase.
Nah, he don't need to go on there.
Nah, just to get that stench of Andrew Schultz out of there. Yeah, get him on Club Shake. Yeah, get him on Club Shake.
What I saw something today, the white Dave Chappelle, Andrew Shaw. I said, get the fuck out of here. They wilding. They wild.
Yeah, so
who is the white Dave Chappelle then?
Who is the white Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Oh, that man George Carlin already been dead and gone. So
as of right now, for me, Bill Burr.
Oh yeah, and they're friends anyway.
Yeah.
He was on Chappelle show.
Yeah,
they got similar comedy. Similar storytelling.
I want to see Dave Chappelle in Star Wars now.
That'd be crazy.
So, all right. Did anybody find any of that information?
I'm still searching.
Okay, because I don't want to hold anybody else's time or anything up. Tina said that she ain't got the energy. She has no positive energy for it.
Yeah. Can I ask the people in the live chat right now?
Yeah.
If this makes you want to see Magazine Dreams even more, I think that's where the energy should be channeled into. If we really want to like rehabilitate everything that they're trying to do with it through for the last 2 years, if they want to make his image right, this is it. This is the week. Does this make you guys not want to talk about the movie or retweet the trailer tomorrow or on Friday? Schedule a tweet and be like, gonna see it. Do something to make sure that Magazine Dreams wins. Because if this thing makes $50 million on a budget of whatever the budget was, 8
million, yeah.
Then
be
this
very
is
aggressive with it. This movie.
Yeah, then we just gloss over this. I know there's a saying that there's no publicity like bad. You know the one, right?
Yeah.
No press is bad press. That's what it is. I know that's the case. And I hope that this gets him in, spaces he wouldn't have been on. He's on the Shade Room, and I was looking at the comment section, and people were saying, are they still on this? So I'm like, all right, good. So he got publicity for it, which means like his name was out there, he's on your screens, and it's not in a bad light. So in a way, Black community wise, this didn't hurt him. The Hollywood Reporter article. Sorry, one more thing. That was for white people. The Hollywood Reporter is for the film snobs who act. I'm not meaning that in a bad way, but the community, the ones who are up to speed on Sundance film festivals.
Right.
Is it okay to like Jonathan again? Well, Michael B. Jordan said it, and Whoopi Goldberg, and Matthew McConaughey said it. Okay. Oh, but really? The driver really said that? That was in the Hollywood Reporter. Interesting. Oh, well, Magazine Dreams was nominated for, or it won the award at Sundance. Now I'm gonna watch it. So to those people, he either got you or he didn't get you, because Rolling Stone, lost you right now.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
Bodybuilding community, Mike O'Hearn is in this film. They're covered with that guy who I recently learned about. And then it's just the Black audience who maybe showed up for one of them days. It grossed 40-50 million. Maybe this can do it too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think this hurt in the sense of like that, because it's like after everything that happened, either you with him or you're not.
You was gonna be with him. You was gonna be with him regardless, or you was gonna like I said, Tisa probably gonna have something to say. You're gonna be like, I told you, I told you. You know what I mean? So anyway, Tina's up in here. What's Tina?
Can y'all?
You in the Matrix. You sound like me. Are you at my job? Would I be trying to get on? I'm glad I didn't go to work today.
We heard you say, "Can y'all?" and that was it.
Yeah, she's in the back. She's in the bad area. It's going to be. I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Don Horton. I just seen your comment. You're gonna have people that's in Black influencers is going to dog him regardless. They're just going to do it, and not all. Or there's going to be some that was already on the train of dogging him, got more ammo to dog him. For one, for him, and it all goes back to what I've been saying from the very beginning, him dating a white woman. You could be gay, you could be, as a Black man, you could be gay, you could be dating all colors of the sun. Ain't nobody got a problem. Black man dates a white woman, all hell's breaking loose. Black man dates outside of his race, all hell breaks loose. So they already got a problem with him in that realm also. He got in trouble. Then he not only starts dating again, he starts dating Megan Good. Megan Good ain't busted. You know what I'm saying? She ain't the old busted. She's the new hotness. You know what I mean? If you know Men in Black reference. You know what I'm saying? She ain't the old and busted. You know what I mean? And they start saying, oh, well, he's doing it as a publicity stunt. Well, we're looking at 2 years later. Is it still a stunt? Now they're getting ready to be married. Is it still now his image is finally coming around, his movie coming out, and look what they do. Y'all don't think that that's timely and strategic? Like, don't be stupid. Honestly, use your logical thinking skills and say, does this sound right?
Okay, so I went back and I'm trying to read through Danny's notes, but some things that have come up. One of the things that I think it's important to recognize is, you remember back then, she never did give the phone back.
She didn't. She took it. He took his phone, took his credit card. Remember, she used his credit cards, a watch, all of that. That's how she went to go fund the kicking it at Lucy's. Now you just got your ass whooped, but yet you go fund a extravaganza with some unknown people at Lucy's, and you didn't get drunk and fall that night.
But back to the phone. If he signed something up with her, wouldn't he have also signed and agreed to get the phone back?
You would think.
Yeah, but I would think a lot of things. I would think that what he signed would make so that today doesn't happen.
That's what I want to know. What kind of NDA do he got? How does this happen? This is crazy.
Tina said he got it from Shein.
Oh my! I haven't. The only time I've ever seen anything like this is with Cassie and Diddy. But there's a crime, like a trial connected to it.
Right.
I've never seen anything like this. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is wild, but because for the simple fact is that Rolling Stone and Cheyenne Roundtree has done this before. Grace got arrested. A week later, 40 people said that they abused him, and we still don't know who these 40 people are. So this is in our playbook. Let's keep that in context. This is in our wheelhouse. So a week before the week of Magazine Dreams drops, and this is what you do. Now remember, some people already seen it with the viewing unseen. Which this is the day that me and Mika decided to have Blurred AF instead of going to the sight unseen and go see this movie. We should have went to go. We should say, you know what, Blurred AF, we out. We go to AMC because we could have seen Magazine Dreams.
I don't want to give Cheyenne too much smoke because, like I said, if it wasn't Cheyenne,
I don't want to give her too much smoke.
But I'm saying somebody was gonna leak it either way. If it wasn't Cheyenne, it was going to be TMZ. It was going to be somebody.
I don't think so.
They just have whoever her lawyer is has a relationship with Rolling Stones, but it was. What you mean you don't think so? You don't think TMZ would have took this?
Oh no! If it was purposely leaked, yes. If they were trying to shop the leak around, yes.
Yeah,
I think this is more so on. What's that, Tina?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think this was a new development from Cheyenne and she just had this in the tuck. I think somebody just slid her the audio the same way they did CNN with the Diddy tape.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah, that SoundCloud is wild.
No, I understand if it's coming from I understand if this is coming from the phone, right? And let me turn the music down real quick because they're saying it's hard for them to hear you. So I'm gonna turn this down. So I can understand if the audio came from the actual phone itself, right? And somebody recorded from one phone to another and say, hey, this is the audio right here. This is in its full context.
Yeah.
This is on SoundCloud. So this could have went to GarageBand, edited it, and uploaded to SoundCloud. Let me ask y'all. Who do you know leaks audio information at all places SoundCloud?
Well, we know what happened. We know Grace had this audio, and we know she could not upload it because, of course, you're violating the NDA. So they found a workaround around it, some kind of way not to tie it back to her because that's another situation. We know where this audio came from. She done gave it to somebody, and somebody done found a tricky way to not link it back to her. Because who else had this audio? Who else got it?
It could only be her.
It's only her. So we know what this is. She didn't want to give it to Cheyenne directly because that would be voiding the NDA. She done gave this to one of her little homegirls. Her homegirl done either gave it to Cheyenne or gave it to, they have private investigators. They work all this stuff out. But, this is nasty. Because I'm like, what's the point? What is the point? Like, you done already got paid, sis. What is the point? God.
Well, Blue said he better not hear that verbiage and that wording in Magazine Dreams.
I better not hit it. It better be, or it better not have anything to do with aggressed in Magazine Dreams. If I hear him say aggressed in Magazine Dreams, I don't care if it's just shit, I got aggressed in a thought bubble or some shit like that. I'm trying to tell you.
In a thought bubble.
I'm trying to tell you.
This is so bad because he likes a white girl in the movie. Like, this is just bad. Oh my God. Damn.
But again, like I said before, Tina, this is not the first time Cheyenne did something right before something good happened for Jonathan Majors. Then Cheyenne comes in and drops. So, this is a bombshell that never came into fruition. And again, if just reading what Kat sent me with the documentation from the courts, this was never brought up. It was never brought up that he had strangled, quote unquote, strangled her before. So all of a sudden now you got audio that said that he strangled you, unless this again, this conversation is out of context, unless they was having some freaky deaky butt naked. You know what I mean? And that's where, yeah, you know what I mean? Why did that remind me of Chappelle's show when it was like they put mayonnaise all over the flesh? But unless that happened, and that's the conversation, I don't. This is odd. The audio is odd as hell. There's no context.
What does he say?
So how do you respond to this? Would you say, and none of it was true? Do you do an interview? Because you can redirect attention to Magazine Dreams, which is the most important thing.
He needs to own it. He needs to own it. Just own it.
It's over.
Oh, what?
Stop trying to avoid. Stop strategies. Stop it all. Yes. Just go on a live microphone and just say what you need to say.
A toxic relationship. That is why it was bad for him to do that interview right immediately after the trial. He should have waited. Like I said, when the trial was over, you got your sentence and hey, we had a bad relationship. You know, I'm going to therapy. Boom, 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 boom.
I thought he said that already.
He said that in the he said that right after the trial in an ABC interview.
We need to talk offline, fellas. I don't want to do this publicly because I like him.
End the stream.
Yeah, now we gotta cut the stream. Wait a minute, Kat. Hold on, wait a minute. Kat said, I think it was admissible.
That's what they said,
but I don't think her contemporaneous statements are trustworthy.
She just wrote that so we would read contemporaneous.
Right. So yeah.
No, I don't think her statements are I don't think this audio was trustworthy. It might seem bad, but I just don't think that shit is trustworthy. This shit sounds doctored. It's the context is all out. I don't know.
Like I said, if somebody recorded music, is meant used plenty of samples to make the shit fit right into whatever song I was doing. Hell, I got a whole Knight Rider song going here that makes it sound like I'm having a conversation with Kid. What is it not out of the realm of possibility with all the crap that this trial has gone through that can't do the same, that somebody can't do the same thing, especially the way the audio is. You look at the frequency is off. This is not a actual conversation. That's not a way a conversation works. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to use aggress. No, this is it's some bull crap. I don't care what nobody say. It's some bull crap. But we will talk offline, because I got some other stuff. So I got some other stuff to say. So
how much does this hurt? What was the movie supposed to make? And then after this Rolling Stone, what does it become later on?
It's irrelevant for the movie. It hurts everything after the movie.
I think the movie is the only thing that matters. I think if the movie makes money, every studio says he's fine. You think Michael B. Jordan after this is going to say, oh, okay, maybe not so much Creed 4. Diamond Day Man.
If the movie bombs, he was still doing Creed 4. Like, that was still going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that, Tina.
How much steam does this get going into next week? That's the question. How much steam does this get going in next? I don't think this has legs the way a lot of people is kind of looking at it. I think this dies this weekend.
Well, this was a signal to all the artsy-fartsy Hollywood types not to give it awards buzz. Oh, this is early awards season potential. That's what they're trying to make people say. Not say.
I think what will be interesting is the press tour that he has lined up. Because like I said, I know he's going on Sherry Shepherd, and I know he's going to AAIF, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that's tomorrow as well. He's had an interview.
I think some of that stuff is already filmed, because I almost had an interview with Elijah Bynum, the director, but I was out of town this weekend. We couldn't get it together. So a lot of the stuff they did last week.
Okay.
Now, if he has anything live coming up, that's where it's gonna get.
Well, he just he is. Let's say that again. He is on a press tour right now. I know that for a fact that he's doing a press tour right now.
What city?
I don't know the city. I just know that it's probably I would probably think it's probably LA, just based on what I know. I don't want to say too much, but yeah. So
I don't know, man.
All right.
Weird.
All right.
Mika's sleepy, so she ready to go.
Yeah, we about to wrap this up. Anybody who's on the panel who wants to stay after, we'll wrap after this is done. But make sure you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Go to Pam. She Dresme's YouTube channel. Oh, let me do this over here. Blue. Chill. Mika G got Cinematic Nightmares and My Fingers Not That Long. Pam Entertainment TV. Make sure to like and subscribe to her channel also. And, you know, we can further the conversation in the comment section.
An hour ago. Go check that out if you still want to hear Jonathan Majors talk.
Absolutely. And I think Chill just... Did you just drop the link?
Yeah, could you put it in the comments, please? Appreciate that.
So,
Appreciate if we get all your viewerships to come over to my channel. Gain the algorithm.
So let me make sure to put this in the chat. So we can have this. This was a good This was a good conversation. There's a lot to unpack in the conversation, but I made sure to put the link to Chillmonger's video in there. We're gonna get out of here. Like I said, this is a lot to go over, but I'm glad that we had so many people come in the house. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to everybody that's on the panel. Thank you so very much for tuning into another Blurred AF, and we're gonna get out of here. Peace and Bob Hire. I will be talking to you guys in the morning. Let's get out of here. Let's just drop this outro.